Good morning, my lovelies. You are in my kitchen, in the Queen's Curry kitchen, and today we are going to do something pretty much on the lines of multitasking, and that involves making a breakfast and a lunch at the same time. So nothing Indian today. I am actually making breakfast for my daughter, and her request is, should I say request or demand? She wants to have a bacon, egg, and cheese. Okay, so this is bacon. I hate the smell of bacon. I don't like bacon, but I make it for her. Okay, now if you are someone who doesn't eat bacon, and you can always do this with turkey bacon. You can also do this with the vegan, whatever, carrot bacon. So the trick is to put it in a piece of paper towel like this and stick it in the microwave. I'm gonna go for a minute and then I will flip it and then do another minute. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in. Varsha, Vikaria, Suman, all of the new people that are tuning in, welcome. I hope this is not going to be your last time. Take the time to follow and join the page. So the next thing she wants to do is she said bacon, egg, and cheese New York style. So I'm going to show you exactly how they do it in the delis of New York. You are going to need an egg. If you don't eat egg, you can use the egg substitute like just egg or whatever. And I'm going to make this on a brioche bun. Now in the New York delis, they usually make it with a butter roll or something. I'm going to make it with brioche bun. I bought this at Aldi, and you can see this is the last one in the pack, which is kind of very mangled looking. But anyway, we will freshen it up. This is the brand that I'm using. It's from Aldi supermarket, but you can literally use any brioche bun that you have, okay? I'm also going to get lunch started in this pot. And for lunch, I'm going to make spaghetti with meatballs. You only want to hear me singing guzzles. Okay, I will sing for you, I promise. So I'm going to take this bun and just warm it through a little bit before we start. Yes, singing is one of my passions, and I try to make more and more time for it to open up my throat chakra and my heart chakra. It gives me a lot of pleasure when I do that. So 1 minute in the microwave is up. I am going to take a sneak peek. The total time that it needs to go in for is 2 minutes. Sometimes 3 minutes makes it a little too crisp. I will need to put it down so that my hands don't burn. Okay, I'm going to give it a quick flip, and I'm going to put it in for 1 more minute. So you would really have to know your oven temperatures and work with that. I haven't done any power adjustment, but I'm just going to put it in for 1 more minute, and that should be it. Okay, so into this pan, we are going to make the egg. It will be a hard fried egg that needs to go on. Okay, so I'm going to try to make some space here so that we can put things where they need to be. Good morning, Sabina, how are you? Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. We are making a New York style bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. So I've just added just a little bit of olive oil to my pan. This egg needs to be hard fried. The reason I'm making it in this kind of a wok instead of a frying pan is because I needed the bread to be warmed through as well, and I might need to add it back. So if I do, then I have the extra space. I'm gonna go in with a spatula. So it needs to be hard fried, which means that the top of it also needs to be cooked. Now the real skill is to have the circumference of the egg be the same as the circumference of the brioche bun. She also wants to top it with cheddar cheese. So depending on the kind of cheese that you're using, which may or may not be too salty, you are going to decide whether you want to put salt on the egg or not. She wants to do cheddar cheese on this egg, which means that it's going to have a pretty high salt component, which means that we don't need to put too much salt in the egg to begin with. Okay, so this is going to happen. We can actually add some. This is what I like to add on all her breakfast sandwiches. It's called the Everything Bagel Seasoning. And I got it at Aldi. You can get it at Trader Joe's. Wherever you live, I'm sure there's a version of that somewhere. Okay, so we're going to turn this down just for a few seconds so that the residual heat is going to harden the yolk. Gonna take a quick look at the bacon and see what it looks like. Hello, Surbi, welcome. You can see it's nice and crisp and brown. And the good thing is that none of your pans are getting stinky from the smell of the bacon. So that's the good thing I like about it. So we are going to set this over here on the side. Just going to readjust the camera a little bit. While this egg is happening, let me also show you what I do to elevate good old store-bought marinara sauce. This is from Aldi's. And I'm going to create the meatball sauce by using some chicken kofta that I have left over from dinner. You see this? So this is good old chicken kofta made in a korma gravy. I think I did it a few days back. So there's a couple of ways we're going to get this started. I will add a little bit of olive oil. Whenever you make anything continental and you're trying to add the garlic flavor to your dish, add it to cold oil, not to hot oil. If you're used to cooking Indian food, we have a tendency to heat up the oil before we add our aromatics. Well, not if you're making anything continental, especially Italian. Add it to the cold oil so that it will be retained over the period of time and it will cook. So give it a quick saute after the oil heats up together with the garlic. Keep an eye on the egg. This is still soft on the top, so I'm going to do a quick flip. Hello Maria, how are you today? Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Feel free to drop into comments where you're tuning in from. Where are you watching us from? It's so lovely to see and know whether you are calling in, tuning in because you want to have breakfast with me, or you're tuning in because you want to have lunch with me. Okay, so this has gone in. You can see the garlic is releasing its aroma now. This is a good time to add some butter. So I always have a compound butter in my fridge. This one has salt and garlic that I've added to it, and then I keep it in containers. I also have another one that has salt, garlic, and cilantro. Then I have another one that has only salt. So I do these kind of variations. Just gonna add one big pat of butter into here. Okay, it's supposed to be quite a rich dish. And then to this I'm going to add store-bought marinara sauce. We all have a can of this, right? So if you get invited to any potlucks or dinners and you're like, I don't want to typically use something from a bottle, from a can. This is how you would elevate your store-bought sauces to make them seem like you put in hours of effort, when in fact you just did this quick tweak. And you can do this to any store-bought sauce. I'm gonna make a little extra. If you have some extra, you can always use it as a pizza sauce or whatever, but make a big batch and then keep it. So you don't have to overcook it, you just have to warm it through. My stove tends to turn off for no reason. Okay. Okay, we are going to warm it through, and then we are going to go in with some of our spices to elevate this. And also to bring it out of its dark color, I am going to add just a teeny tiny bit of cream. Okay, so if you like heat in your Italian sauces, add a good deal of chili flakes, red pepper flakes, whatever you want to call it, add that. And I feel like store-bought sauces are a little bit on the sweet side, so I will go ahead and add a little bit of salt, just a little bit. Okay, this is the way to elevate your pasta sauce. This is from a can, from a bottle, whatever you find. This is from there. We are going to go back in and add some parsley flakes. This is from the store again. Nothing exotic, very easily available. Add a little bit of parsley and a little bit of oregano. Now when it comes to a simmer, what I am going to do is I'm going to add back the chicken kofta that I had, and I will have a meatball sauce, albeit a very Indo-centric one, but the herbs definitely help. Okay, so I have to just bring this to a slow simmer. You can see how the color changed after adding the cream. You see how it's nice and very inviting as opposed to the dark maroon color that we had before. This is the original marinara sauce that we had, and you can see how dark maroon it is, right? So this will help you to create your own touch. If you really want to make an Indo-centric pasta, you will add cilantro, you will add coriander seed powder, and you will add red pepper flakes to make it Indo-centric. Okay, coming back to breakfast, the egg is ready. I am going to add back the brioche bun. Okay, just warm it through. The cheese is ready. This is the kind of bacon, egg, and cheese that you pay like $5 or $6 in the deli. What I like about doing it at home is that you're not using that humongous bun, which means that you're not putting in too much. You're not eating a very carb-heavy breakfast. Ooh, look at that egg. Do not try this at home, okay? I just go into the pan and I touch everything, but that's because my fingers are immune. Okay, we're going to put the cheese here. I'm just breaking it up so that it'll fit the circumference of the egg perfectly. Then I'm gonna lift it up, add a little butter to my bun. My bun, no, not my bun. Add a little butter to the brioche bun. Just add it to the pan, warm it through, and then flip the bun over. Okay, I hope you guys can see what's going on. Any New Yorkers here who've been stopping at their local delis and grabbing the bacon, egg, and cheese every single day? I know that you are there. I know you're there. Okay, so if you have grandkids coming for the holidays, or if you have a big army of people to feed during the holidays, here's the bacon from the microwave, nice and crisp. You can hear it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it here. Actually, I'm gonna put it on this bread, and I will go ahead and microwave just the other bun to the point where the cheese will melt. You can also cover this and let that take its natural course. That's another option. I will microwave it because she's screaming with hunger. So let's do 20 seconds and see where it goes. Always cover it. Start. Okay, coming back to the marinara sauce. This is really nice and warmed through. Now I'm gonna go ahead and toss in my chicken kotas. This has such a unique flavor that you cannot get in any restaurant, that you cannot get in any Italian restaurant, Italian deli, not get in any nonna's house unless you are part Italian and part Indian, right? So this is what it looks like. I am going to wait for the meatballs to heat through because they just came out of the fridge. But it's got a very, very unique taste. If you have fresh parsley in your fridge, go ahead and give it a final garnish with that. I am going to increase the heat just a little bit. I'm going to add a little more water to this so that by the time it's done cooking, the consistency of the sauce will be just perfect. I will be making good old spaghetti, which is right here. I'm going to be making this and then I will top that. Plus I will add some olive oil and Parmesan cheese as a finishing touch. So this needs to do its thing. I'm going to cover this. And let me take out the sandwich and see what it looks like. Alrighty, my lovely. So 22 seconds in the microwave and this is what it looks like. Now you're going to take, this is the bottom half, as you can see. Gonna take this and line it up with all of the bacon. Just make sure you distribute the bacon evenly so that every bite. So I once worked in a kitchen where they were making breakfast sandwiches and our chef gave us some very clear instructions. So we were assembling bacon, egg, and cheese, and this was a very nice cafe near Union Square. So he said, when you put anything inside a sandwich, just make sure every bite gets everything. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. But as someone who's going to make the sandwich, it's a huge responsibility to make sure that you distribute all of the components that are going into making the sandwich. Now you're seeing this as a sandwich that's made with bacon, egg, and cheese. But of course, you can make this as vegan as you want to. You can make it meatless. There are so many substitutes and options that are available right now. So this is ready. She is going to come and eat it. I will change the plate for her because I don't want her to eat this plate, which is full of bacon grease. Sherry, you can come. It's ready, baby. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to move the pasta sauce here just so you guys can see it better. There you go. And turn on the stove again. This will warm through. That would be lovely. Let us get a plate for my princess. What's better than a nice red plate for breakfast? Okay. So this is the breakfast sandwich, and it really comes together with such simple ingredients. You really don't have to do much. That's ready. This is our pasta sauce coming together. If I had to do this in the Instant Pot, I would probably just put everything together now, which is actually my next step. So this sauce is ready along with the meatballs. I will go to my Instant Pot, put in the spaghetti. I'll put in a half a cup of water. I'll put in the entire sauce. And then I will pressure cook it for 3 minutes with a natural pressure release. And that will give me the exact spaghetti with meatball consistency that I'm looking for. Yes, you will put raw spaghetti in your Instant Pot and cook it for 3 minutes. And you will add enough water. So I'm just going to give this a quick taste. It's a little bit too tart for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt and a little bit of cream. So salt. I don't like very acidic tastes in my food, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of cream. There you go. I think cream really helps to balance the tartness of it. And then a hint of sugar to balance the acidity. And clearly my sugar is right behind where the camera is at, so. Sherry! Come. And a little bit of sugar just to balance it off. There you go. So that is our meatball sauce for our spaghetti lunch. There you go. Hello, Sujata ji. How are you today? Good to see you here. This is ready, and you can see this is just store-bought marinara that we have elevated. If you're just joining in, definitely catch the replay and see what are the elements that I add to store-bought sauce to really elevate it and make it our own. The last thing that I'm going to add is going to be some crushed red pepper flakes, if only I can find them. So that's going to be my next project. I have to find them in this closet full of seasonings. So I will add the crushed red pepper flakes, but this is it. I already showed you the spaghetti that I will be using. I'm going to use a number 8 in my Instant Pot. So I will add raw spaghetti. I will add all the sauce. And then I will pressure cook it for 3 minutes so that it's nice and done. This is what the breakfast sandwich looks like. Bacon, egg, and cheese. New York deli style. Cheddar cheese, brioche bun. This is done, this is done. I do have a lot of leg pain, so I cannot stand for too many hours, which is why I'm just trying to multitask as much as I can. For those people who don't eat meat, you can always do the same meatballs, but you can do them with Impossible chicken. You can do it with soy nuggets. Just create the same sauce and use all of the tips and tricks and hacks that I use to elevate store-bought sauces to make them look like some grandmother made them for hours and hours slaving in the kitchen. If you also like the taste of chicken as an undertone to your sauces, you can always add a cube of bouillon, or you can add some chicken powder, and that really elevates it. So this was an Indian kofte that has now finally been rebaptized as meatballs and spaghetti. Yes, you can use the soy nuggets, or you can use there's a brand called Impossible Chicken. You can use that. There's a lot of plant-based chicken meatballs that are there. There's also, I think, IKEA carries those. They carry these meatballs, but I'm not sure if they have a plant-based version or not. Yes, IKEA's cafe, the refrigerated section has some meatballs. But so can you do a taste test for us, please? Come here on camera. No, take a bite. Okay, so we have the burger. We have the chicken, no, what is it? Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, New York Deli style. And then we have a taste tester. So we have a hungry person who is going to do a taste test only for us. What do you think?
That's good.
Good? I passed or not?
Yeah, that's good.
And I made the meatball sauce for you.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So clearly, Queen's Curry Kitchen has passed the test. Hi, Sherry. Sujata ji saying hi to you. So we have passed the taste test, which means that you can do this too. It does not take that long. And if you have like a big griddle, just make everything together, especially if you have family coming over for Thanksgiving or if you're inviting people to brunch. This is a really simple sandwich that you can make. Just pre-crisp all of your bacon. So on the day of the brunch, you just basically assemble everything. You can move from cheese to a cheese spread if that's easier for you. So you don't have to individually keep on melting the cheese slices, or then just make a big tray and stick them under the broiler for a few seconds. That should do it. I choose to do it on a brioche bun because I feel like it doesn't dry out as much as an onion roll or something. I don't have anything against deli rolls, but I just don't like the dry texture of it, and I don't eat too much bread, which means that when I want it, I really like it to be decadent and I like it to be soft, and that's just a personal preference. So this is ready to go. You can see I am going to give it a final sprinkling of oregano. Nothing exotic here. This is all very easily available in all supermarkets. So do not tell me that, oh, you know, it tastes good because you made it. No, I've used garlic, which is available everywhere. I've used butter, which I'm sure you have in your house. And I've used a store-bought marinara sauce. Like this is, I think, $2 or $3 or something in Aldi. That's it. And then when you make the pasta, you just finish it off with a little more double cream. And that's it. So it makes it nice and rich, and it also makes it deep. So if you want to use the same technique and create a sauce for, let's say, maybe a lasagna or something, you can use minced chicken. You can use soy granules, like Nutri-Nugget granules. You can use that and just create a sauce for your lasagna and layer the sheets of lasagna and then make layers with this sauce. Of course, this is a meatball, so it's not going to be broken up. But if you wanted to do it in a lasagna, that's the kind of crumbles that you would go with, and it would give you a very, very good, rich, decadent lasagna. Okay, yeah, she's excited. She definitely loves her Saturday breakfast, and since she moved back home from college, she's absolutely elated about the fact that she does not have to cook anything anymore herself. So she's very happy about that. Hello, Sushma ji. Let me say a quick hello to all the people that are joining in. Kina, good morning, good morning. I also see Ava. Oh my God, how long has it been? Jen J, welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. Nis Ali is watching. Maria Safarian, welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. If this is your first time, don't let it be your last. Definitely take the time to follow this page and hit the notifications button so that every time I go live, you will be able to get a notification. On this coming Monday, I will be going live on my page, but I will also be doing a collaboration with Dil Diyan Gallan with Veena Lamba. We are making a holiday dessert, Desi style. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's something that's going to be very simple to put together, very seasonal, so that if you get invited to any of those holiday parties and you're excited to bring a dish for them, so that you can easily take it to your potluck and not even worry about it. Salmon recipe. Okay, Sarita ji, a very easy salmon recipe that I do a lot of times involves just a bunch of spinach and some salmon, some butter, and some garlic. So if your salmon is of a good quality, you don't really need to do too much to it. And I don't also believe in putting too much salt and seasoning in my fish. I really don't like that. I just like the flaky texture of it. If you are Indian and you like your meats and your fish to be really well seasoned all the way deep inside, then definitely take the time to add a little salt and lemon juice to the salmon and let it sit at your countertop for like about 20 to 25 minutes. You don't need any more than that. And then after that, just pat it dry. Then it's ready to cook. So for very easy salmon, what I do is I've been doing a lot of air fried salmon lately, and that works really well. But if you don't have an air fryer, just take a pan like this, add a little bit of olive oil and butter. So it has to be a combination of both. When you add olive oil along with butter, it prevents the butter from burning. So it maintains the temperature. You can also do this with ghee, because ghee is the absolute beautiful flavor enhancer to any kind of fish. So whether you're doing lobster or shrimp and you're tied between butter and olive oil, just use ghee. It has a very high smoking point, so nothing will burn, right? So add a little ghee to your pan and then add garlic while it's still cold. While the ghee is still cold, add just a little bit of minced garlic, right? That's all you need. Saute it for 2 seconds and put down the salmon skin side down first. Okay, as soon as you put it down, it's going to start shrinking a little bit. Let it do its thing. Don't touch it for a few minutes. If it's a non-stick pan, that's great. If it's not a non-stick pan, how you will know that the fish is ready to get flipped over onto its side is that it will stop sticking to the bottom. Hey Regina, good morning. So the salmon will stop sticking to the bottom of it, and then you can just scrape it very gently and flip it over. Before you flip it over, add a little bit of paprika or Kashmiri lal mirch to the top of the salmon. So it gives it that nice red color. There's no heat in it. It's just a nice red color and it's beautiful for presentation, right? So just flip the fish over to the skin side, to the flesh side down, and then let the paprika get some color, okay? Let that happen. Meanwhile, you use your bag of spinach. If it's pre-washed, then you don't need to do anything. If it's fresh spinach that you need to wash, then wash it, prep it, dry it. And then in the big pan, so let's say you have fish over here. Let's say you're doing four steaks or 2 fillets or whatever. You're doing fish over here. All around this, just drop the spinach. Don't do anything. Just gently drop it and put the lid. Okay, so within a couple of minutes, you will see that all of the spinach would have been wilted. It's going to wilt and it's going to release some moisture. So it's going to gather at the bottom of the pan. It's not a whole lot of moisture. Then immediately take it and then flip it back to the skin side down and then get the spinach at the bottom. So when you're plating, how you're going to plate this dish is you're going to... This is the plate that I could see, but of course, we're just going to pretend it's going to be bigger. So when you're going to plate it, just plate the spinach down below. So you'll see that you will have garlic sauteed spinach automatically without even working hard or anything. It just wilts and it gets all the juices from the fish get coated onto the spinach. So just put a bed of spinach on the side and then plate your fish across and then just garnish it with a wedge of lemon. It's really the simplest fish recipe ever and it takes literally like 0 effort. From start to finish, if you want to marinate your fish in salt and lemon juice and leave it on the side, except for that procedure, just the actual making of this would take maybe 12 to 14 minutes at most, because you're basically just cooking the fish for almost 7 minutes on each side. 7 minutes and then maybe another 4 minutes. So this could be an in and out quick fish dinner that you could put together. If you have any garlic toast, you can make that. Or while you're making the fish, you can actually just slather up. Like I said, I always have some butter in the fridge which has salt and garlic. If you guys want to see how to make different flavors of compound butters, drop it in the comments below. I will show you how to make these kind of butters at home and then save them in your fridge as a log or inside a container, so that whenever you need to like do some very like exotic tasting cheese balls or garlic naan or something that's just got a little bit of an oomph to it, even if it's simple breadsticks and you just want to like elevate it a little bit, or you want to do some crackers with a nice dipping sauce, you can use any of these compound butters to really amp it up. For those people that don't eat fish but want to get a similar flavor, I will tell you what you need to do. You need to get a can of chickpeas. Yes, chickpeas, you heard it. A can of chickpeas, drain it out, and then mash it down with the back of a fork. Then you need to go ahead and add, you know what seaweed is, right? The nori seaweed. So for that fishy texture, for that fishy flavor, you can add nori seaweed. And then you can add the same garlic and spinach to it. You can mash it down and you will get a very, very similar texture and a very similar taste. Some chefs have also recently tried to make fish, to replicate the fish texture with something called eddos. In Hindi, it's called arbi. And what you do is you take the eddos, you boil them, peel them, slice them, and then you fry them. And really, it actually tastes like fish. Like, don't ask me how, but the texture of it is very similar. It's a little more starchy because it's a root that grows under the ground, but it's really a good substitute. So if you're going to a party or you have to do like a vegan potluck for your office party or something, and you know that people don't eat fish, or someone has a seafood allergy, but you really want to do something that's seafood inspired, then stick with the basics. Garlic, lemon, and butter or ghee are the best friends of any seafood. The less you tamper with it, the more you will get the actual flavor of the seafood. So don't mess with it too much. You really don't need to do that. That's for people who are vegan and they don't eat fish. Also, some people make a fish sandwich by using hearts of palm, chickpeas, and the nori, the seaweed. So all of it combined together also gives a really nice flaky texture, as if it's a tuna. So you can do it anyway. If you're trying to make a casserole with fish and spinach, like a Florentine kind of ish thing, you could absolutely do that. You can make the fish the same way I told you. If you have leftovers, you can flake it up and then toss it in with penne. You can toss it with cold pasta. You can toss it with warm pasta and then bake it as a casserole. So don't waste anything nowadays. All the food and the grocery is just so expensive. Just try not to waste anything. So whether you have any herbs left over, just take those and make a compound butter and then store it in your fridge. If you have any actual food left over, like look, I had Indian chicken kofte, but I actually made it into an Italian meatball sauce. So don't waste anything. I try to do more videos with consciously using what we have at home, or then using store-bought ingredients and adding a little bit of a homemade touch. I don't always consistently come on and do it, but on a daily basis, I really use that a lot. And I use a lot of diligence so that I don't have to throw out food. If I can repurpose it for something and make something else, I will. I recently did the kadai paneer sandwich on my Instagram Reels. So if you want to go there, I'm also on TikTok. A lot of repurposing stuff is happening there as well. If there's anything else that you'd like me to make for you, just drop it in the comments below. I'd be very happy to make it for you on your request. It may or may not need to be Indian, but if you want to do some, you want some appetizer ideas for parties that you're going to get invited to, or dessert ideas. So Monday I'm going to do the dessert live for Veena Lamba at Dil Diyan Gallan, so DDG. Let me see if I can. I will try to share the link for that live right on my Facebook page, this page. So keep your notifications on so that when you see it, you'll also be able to hear her part of the conversation, and you will be able to see the questions that are popping up on screen instead of me just talking and pausing when somebody else is talking, right? So she will go live through Zoom. If you go into that link, then that'll be really nice on Facebook. So then you can see both sides of the story and you can see the conversation that's going on. If you just want to see it from the Queen's Curry Kitchen, I will go live from my phone as well. So you will be able to see it, but you'll just not be able to hear the second part of the conversation. That's all. So with that, I am going to say goodbye. If you want to see any new recipes, you want to see anything that's time tested, that's really easy to put together so you don't have to stand in the kitchen for too long, whether you're cooking for 2 people or 20 people, or you have to take things with you for a potluck or a party that you're hosting, let me know. I would love to show you some soups or appetizers or quick salads that you can do for your gatherings. And then you can make those at home, and then definitely tag me. Like if you feel like you want to share your creations, definitely tag me when you make any of those things. I'm here for that. I will try to do a series on compound butters so that you can see how to add flavor to your butters and hold on to them. And I might do some Indo-centric ones, and I'll just do some basic ones. So I'll just tell you how to handle it so that you can actually make these compound butters ahead of time. And then even if you're doing a basic dinner roll, you just serve it with a nice compound butter and how it elevates everything. I may do a charcuterie board series, but I'm not sure. There's just time is really short right now. I will try to do as much as I can. If you don't see it on the live, then definitely stay on the lookout. I will definitely put a reel about it in my Facebook or my Instagram. There's also a YouTube channel, so whatever you miss on Facebook, head over to my YouTube channel, queenscurrykitchen.com, and get it from there. If you want to continue your cooking journey and you don't feel like you need my instructions, there are a ton of ebooks on our website that you can download and you can start cooking from there. queenscurrykitchen.com, go into books and you will be able to see there is a book on rice dishes of India, all the breads of India, the street foods of India, restaurant curry secrets of India, the spice of life, which is based on 5 basic spices that are mostly very popular. That's a flexitarian book. And then the last one, which was my very first book, The Vegan Indian Home. All of them are available for download. If you'd like to get a chana masala download, recipe. Head over to my website again, queenscurrykitchen.com. Scroll down and you will see a free chana masala download. Put in your information and instantly get the download to your inbox so that you can make it and you can wow your family and you can make it really, really quickly. It'll be nice and flavorful. It calls for all of 4 ingredients, which are very easily found in all supermarkets. So my belief is that a family that dines together shines together. I hope that you will make time to sit down with your family and share a meal at least a few times a week. That's where the conversations are happening and that's where the memories are made. So I will sign off because I do have to clear up this mess that you see right behind me. But definitely stay in touch if you want to get any of the spices. Everything is there on the website. For all the people that are placing chai masala orders, thank you so much. I'm going to try to ship out as much as I can today, or then the rest of them will go out on Monday. There's also a lot of orders for the spice refills for all the masalas, in which you will get a coriander seed powder packet, you will get paprika, you will get fenugreek, which is the kasuri methi, you will get the Indian curry powder, the Kitchen King, you will get that. So it's a nice assortment of all the masalas that you will get if you've bought the masala box. They fit in perfectly into these containers. If you have not bought the box, you just want the spices, that's fine too. They will come individually packaged and labeled, so you'll be able to know what is what, okay? Most of my recipes just use all those basic spices and that should do it. So with that, I am going to sign off. I will see you again in another video. Definitely remember to check in on Monday when we go live with Veena Lamba. I will be making a very, very simple dessert that you can take to all of your parties and make it for your home, make it for all the potlucks that you're going to get invited to, and then you will thank me for it. With that, be blissful, be flavorful. I will see you really soon in another video. Very, very soon. Until then, goodbye, God bless, and take good care. Bye-bye.